Welcome to Satori Synergy in episode 3 of Human Design in Real Life, where I answer viewers' questions about their charts to help them make it make sense. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt the different parts of you come alive around different people? I mean, like when you with one group, they bring out your confidence. Maybe a different group, you feel more emotional. Maybe there's a person that brings out your intellect. And maybe it's a fourth person that helps you unlock your motivation or your creativity. And then when you're alone for too long, it can almost begin to feel like parts of you go quiet. Now, if that question resonated with you, like I'm sure it did for the viewer who wrote to me today, it could be that your design is to be compartmentalized. Now, today we're talking about one of the rarest configurations in human design, the quad split definition. Now, this is coming in at 0.64 of the population. So that's rare. That means you're more likely to come across a reflector than someone with a quad split chart like this one. This chart is going to explain so much about relationships, decision making, emotional clarity, and why rushing yourself can completely backfire. So you can imagine, if you know me, when I was invited to look at this chart, I was definitely interested, offering insight and guidance to this person. Because I was like, oh, this is giving sociology, nervous system intelligence, relational design, all of the things that I love to assess as a social scientist. And speaking of that, welcome. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Erica. I'm a retired social worker, a former C-suite executive, and a licensed human design BG5 analyst. Now, I'm a projector. That's the advisor type. And I combine my expertise and understanding of sociology and biology and psychology, even astrology, into my signature philosophy that orients people before I try to align them. So that way I can help you understand yourself so you can understand your assignment. So this viewer question is about how splits impact decision-making and relationships. Let's get into it. Now, first, I want to simplify this because I know that human design language can be intimidating and very hairy. It can bite. And naturally, your body wants to fully be online and be aligned, be synced up and synergized. So where your splits are is where you're going to automatically be scanning for that missing energy so that you can feel energetically complete, so your energy can flow. So that means you involuntarily look for the gates that would complete your circuitry through other people who have those gates active in their charts. Like a missing puzzle piece. That's what's happening, but your mind doesn't know any of this is going on because this is below your level of awareness and consciousness. It's under your mind's nosy radar. Your mind does not know how to mind its business, but that's another conversation for another day. Okay, so a split definition simply means that your defined centers are not all connected together internally, energetically. So think of the body graph chart as a child's toy train track, and a split means that a piece of that track is missing. So instead of your energy flowing through on one fully integrated circuit, you have a separate energetic processing center or hubs. Well, think of them as like islands. Okay, so that's the basics of a split. So a quad split means that there are 4 separate sections or islands that are operating separately within your body graph chart. 4, but you're only one person. So that can feel like 4 different commands, 4 different desires, 4 different answers, 4 different signals, all talking to one person at one time. Think of it as being naturally designed to be compartmentalized, not broken, not fragmented. And there's nothing wrong with you. You just have to understand how you are designed to work. And I'm going to help you do that. Now, depending on the environment or the people around you, different dimensions of you may activate more strongly than other parts. So if you are a quad split or you know one, you've probably heard them say something like, well, I feel different around certain people. And that's mechanically true for them. They're trying to communicate that that's what it feels like for them, and almost like they have several versions of them. Now, here's what a lot of quad splits suffer from unnecessarily. It's because we live in a culture that glorifies like fast decisions and you should know this already, or you should be sure, or you should be hyper dependent on yourself, not rely on people, etc. But some people are not designed for that immediate type of internal integration. Some people are designed for layered processing. And this viewer also has emotional authority. So that's a whole nother layer. So what that means is, like me, this viewer is among the over 50% of the population that can't be sure what is true for them right in the moment. We're designed to follow our feelings, emotional authority, not follow our gut. So we have to sleep on it so we can feel into what feels important to us so we can then be sure. Now, combine that emotional authority with someone who also has a quad split. You're going to get someone who may need conversation, emotional movement through different people. You need space, going to different environments, and having different relational experiences over time so you can reflect and feel before your full truth emerges. That's simply how you were designed. And once you begin to understand that, you can use your design to thrive instead of just survive. Now, this is probably one of the biggest lessons for quad splits. Rushing decisions can create absolute chaos internally because one part of the chart may be ready, one part of you may be ready, while another part hasn't processed it yet. And because this viewer is a manifesting generator, people probably assume that you're naturally fast. Manifesting generators are fast, but emotional manifesting generators are not designed to make emotionally significant decisions very quickly. That's a nuance that most people miss all the time because fast energy does not always mean fast clarity and correctness. So sometimes you think you've made a decision, and then 3 days later, another internal compartment finally checks in and comes online. And then suddenly it's like, nope, actually, that's not right for me. It's not that you're flaky, it just means that your system was still integrating before you finalized that decision. And honestly, saying yes to something that turns out to be a no creates frustration for anybody. And this viewer is a manifesting generator. So frustration and anger is literally your not self thing. When you feel frustrated or angry, that's your body's signaling to you. And it's trying to get you to see that you are not honoring how you are designed. It's your body telling on you by yelling at you. So, how you're designed to make good decisions in your best interest? First, pause for the cause. That means honor your emotional intelligence. It's there. You have it. Use it. Your solar plexus is defined. And that is what you need to rely on as your inner authority for your final answer. But you have to allow time for your feelings to go through the flow so you can follow them. They will lead you to what is aligned and correct for you. Also, being a quad split, you can help yourself feel more online and aligned and get your four different areas of you and your energy talking to each other by going outside, being around others. So, I don't know, a mall or a coffee shop, go there because it increases the chances of you having physical proximity to someone who has those energies activated that bridge your splits. So that way you can feel whole. Now, not that you can tell who has what unless you have their chart. I mean, which is possible because maybe they're a family member or a friend or a coworker, and you want to know if they fill in your energy gaps and bridge those for you. Now, your gaps are specifically gates 62 21. Now I have the 21 3 times, so I can help you with that. 35, the 12, 59, there's a couple of them, 29, the 3, and then also in the root is the 9 there. So when those gates are in the transits, if you understand the transits, or when you are around someone who has those gates active in their charts, you automatically feel a little more solid and a little more in your zone of genius because your energy is flowing. And no, it doesn't have to be all of them, but a few here and there will do the trick. But these are your bridging gates, and they represent the energy and characteristics that you are automatically attracted to. It's literally the chemistry of opposites attract. So people with those energies, they do give you a buzz. Now, speaking about relationships, quad splits often experience relationships differently than other people. Like I was just sharing when I was speaking about decision making, your interactions and your relationships can also function as your energetic bridges. So that means certain people may temporarily connect the different parts of you. So at the end of the day, your professional and your personal relationships, they have an important impact on you. Now, even though I do see you have a very strong independence energy in your chart. Now, I don't have time to get into that here, just like your profile shows me that as well. But it does lend to why relationships are so important to you. When you surround yourself with people who have those gates that I listed a few moments ago, along with other factors to consider. So you may suddenly feel more clear or more expressive or more emotionally intelligent, more decisive, just more like yourself. Now, let me be clear though. Even though I'm not getting into the full nuances and dynamics as I would in our one-on-one sessions, for the meantime, I do need you to know that I am not saying everyone deserves access to you, because the wrong people can create more confusion for you, especially with your queen energy. Now I'm referring to your gate 45, and that's in your sun. So that's your main character energy. So like literally, yes, queen, your purpose is also rulership, your incarnation cross. So this whole setup is giving me a clearer picture. It's giving royalty. You are designed to be in charge of a tribe, to hold court, rule over the lands, serving the people, and being mindful of their social needs. So I'm just keynoting all of the different things connecting your charts, but to add to the story. But let me focus on your question. Now, speaking of your court or your queendom, and I'm speaking specifically to you because not everyone is designed for rulership, but you are. Now, I don't know how this shows up in your real life, but the energy and potential for it is just all over your chart. I don't know if you run a department at the job or maybe you own your own business. You may lead the youth group or just run your own household. You are here to hold dominion over something. You're not designed to play small or follow others. So I really hope that you align with that, or at least that you're getting there. And maybe you are getting there because you're beginning your first Saturn return soon. So stepping into who you are as opposed to who others molded you to be. You're going to start to feel that coming. But I digress. Let me wrap this up and stop looking at your chart, because the more I look at it, the more of your story just unfolds and grabs my attention. But the point I was making was that if you have someone in your friend group, in your court, your queendom, your family, whoever around you, if they're constantly dysregulating your nervous system, they're pressuring you to make decisions quickly or interrupting your emotional timing, your clarity is going to get distorted. This is why discernment is so important in your relationships. Even though other people help you feel online, you still have to have discernment. Everybody can't come. Everyone isn't part of your energetic tribe. Not every person that bridges you is healthy for you. I really need you to get that, okay? All right, that's it. I'm going to take my hands off it, or should I say take my eyes off your chart, so I can stop analyzing it. when my projector and advisor eyes get to going like that, I know I'm going to geek out. Nonetheless, I thank you for inviting me to take a look at your chart and to get more into quad split definition, because not a lot of people have this design. It was an opportunity to speak to a lot of people about this. And to those watching, let me know what landed for you, even though this isn't your specific chart. But if, of course, you do want me to look at your specific chart, I'd be happy to do that as well. Because if you've been struggling with decision making, relationship dynamics, emotional clarity, feeling burnt out or feeling inconsistent, maybe trying to understand why you operate differently around different people, or coming to the fact that you need different people for different things. That's exactly the kind of thing that we explore inside my private coaching sessions. Your chart is not just your personality. It's your energetic operating system. It's your user's manual. I feel like we should all leave the hospital. All mothers should leave the hospital with your child's birth certificate and their human design chart. My teens and young adults are so happy that I show them their chart, because they now know how they are designed to thrive. Because when you understand your mechanics and how you operate, you accept yourself. And that helps you stop fighting with yourself. Ooh, I hope that freed somebody. I know those people out there fighting with yourself. I felt that. Did y'all? Okay. You can book your Satori orientation session and explore your chart with me at satorisynergy.com. I'd be honored to properly introduce you to yourself and journey with you as you become your best self. I hope you're enjoying these conversations here at Human Design in Real Life. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Because listen, human design gets very interesting when actual human beings enter the chat. There's no need for you to go through life running in circles on the ground floor, when you could tap into yourself and your energy and your cycles, and level up into a softer life, being a stronger leader, and experiencing safer love. Share this with someone who needs it. I'll see you in the next episode with another viewer question, or in our private one-on-one sessions, so we can talk about you specifically. Until then, go be great, superstar.